You got to ask him what it is that
the obsession.
The obsession.
I know what it is.
I obviously, have a room in his head,
rent free. You do everything with grace.
A suite in his head. But the thing about it is that was always clear to me. Look, first of all, when I was president, the last thing I had time to do was worry about what
somebody said,
or what my predecessor did.
Mm-hmm.
They're gone. I've got work to do.
That was former President Barack Obama last month on Donald Trump's continuing obsession with him. Donald Trump over the weekend doing nothing to dispel the notion that President Obama lives in his head rent-free. The AP reports that Trump, quote, posted a falsified image of former President Barack Obama and his wife, Michelle Obama, waving before boarding an Air Force One that had been spray painted with graffiti. The latest image shows the Obamas smiling and waving at the top of stairs alongside a baby blue and white presidential plane with graffiti painted on it that included the Democrats' campaign slogan, "Yes, we can," Obama, and BLM, short, of course, for Black Lives Matter. The post also shows graffiti in Arabic on the plane that says the phrase Alhamdulillah, which means praise be to God or thank God. It comes just months after Trump posted another racist image of the Obamas as apes in a jungle. We're back with Melissa and Eddie. Eddie, I see you shaking your head, so I'm just going to let you tell me what's going on up there.
Well, obviously, he lives rent-free in Trump's head. There's nothing inherently racist about graffiti. It's a vernacular art form that's powerful in so many ways. But what he's trying to do is to conjure up images of the ghetto, of how black folk will depreciate the value of wherever place they occupy. But, we can talk about him being in the head of Barack Obama's being in his head. But, I'm thinking, Antonio, I'm thinking about Nolan Wells, 18-year-old kid who goes out on a boating trip with a group of white kids on the coast of Mississippi, and he doesn't return. They come back. And now there's all of this question, what happened to him? I'm thinking about all of the violence that follows from this stuff. See, the thing is that we can talk about it at a certain level of abstraction, but we have to raise our babies in this mess. And this man gives a permission structure where downstream, the violence that follows from what he triggers, we have to endure. So, yes, Obama lives rent-free, but we have to deal with the consequences. We have to pay the cost downstream. And so I'm grieving for Nolan Wells' parents, who's now trying to ask some questions or answer some questions why their baby didn't return home and all his white friends did with his telephone.
Thank you, Eddie, for shouting out that story that I don't think has gotten enough national attention, Nolan Wells and his disappearance. Melissa, I want your reaction to this image, too, and what you think it represents about where we are. But I also want to take the opportunity to show this poll that I know that the president must hate right now, because 57% of Americans view Obama positively, making him the most popular living president. And right now, only 34% view Donald Trump positively. I mean, despite the rhetoric, the environment that he puts out there, I mean, the Obamas, and I would say the Obamas sort of as like an avatar for actually all black people still moving forward and doing their thing in spite of what so many have tried to do to us in this moment. Here they are, still at 57%.
I mean, it's got to hurt a little, Antonia. Not only do you think about this man 24/7, when you have to look at him, he is younger than you, he's smarter than you, more attractive than you, and 57% of Americans think they'd rather have him as president right now than you. That's got to hurt. And I don't know what else to say about it, but Eddie is exactly right. I think very few people have actually covered the story of this tweet, in large part because it's become so commonplace. I mean, it's almost not even newsworthy. Like the president of the United States said something racist about his predecessor. Not really a news story anymore because it happens so often. But Eddie is right. We've become anesthetized to this in some respects, but everyday people have to live their lives in the climate that is cultivated by this kind of nonsense. They have to raise their children. They have to lead dignified lives because the president has this obsession with his predecessor, who happens to be a black man. I mean, I don't know what else to say about this. We're here. It's 250 years into the United States. Black people have been here for the whole time. And we've helped build this country. We're a part of this country. And I don't know who needs to hear this, but we are Americans too.